Talks, sponsored by Lexus of Las Vegas and Lexus of Henderson.
If you're struggling to pay bills right now or find yourself unemployed, you might be turning to credit cards to get by. I asked local financial professional Brad Zucker from Safe Money Advisors about the mistakes we should avoid making with our credit cards during a pandemic. So Brad, a lot of people might be turning to credit cards now more than ever, but what are the mistakes people need to avoid?
Well, mistake number one is not asking for help. A recent survey in March showed 1 in 7 people are worried they're not going to be able to pay their bills in full this month. So if you find yourself in that situation, ask for help. Many credit card companies are waiving late fees, refunding interest charges, increasing credit limits, and extending payment deadlines, but they're not going to reach out to you. You need to pick up the phone and do your legwork, and remember that these options are just temporary to help you financially in the short term.
Right, and for people who maybe they feel like they are not able to pay this month's bill, should they skip the payment?
Skipping payments looks like a great idea in times like this, but the interest rate on those credit cards can increase dramatically, ultimately hurting your credit score. Also, if you're more than 30 days past due, the issuer may call the credit bureaus, and that could flag you for future loans. So if you know that you're going to be late on your payment, call and ask the credit card company if they're flexible. Make sure if you have to pay back any waived payments or fees.
And what other mistakes should we avoid?
Well, having too many accounts. Many credit cards means more chances that you're going to go into debt. And every time that you apply for a credit card, it can temporarily take points off your credit score. So if you need to lower your interest rate or do a balance transfer, your best bet might be calling your existing credit card company and ask them for what you want. Remember, for a credit card company, it's easier to retain a customer than to recruit a new one.
Right. And for a lot of people, I guess it's an experience that we can all relate to, going to grocery stores, stocking up, and maybe using your credit card to pay for that. And you might run a high balance. So what should we remember?
Yeah, that's a great point. Most of us panicked and ran to the grocery stores when the pandemic hit and we were forced to quarantine. We stocked up on household staples like bread and toilet paper. Watch your spending carefully. High credit card balances can really hurt your and have a negative impact on your credit rating. So when you're a baby boomer and you've got only a few years left to work, you got to be very careful of spending on credit cards so you don't dip into your retirement savings.
The Federal Reserve cut interest rates. Does that also impact credit card interest rates?
Yeah, that's a great question because most credit cards have what are called a variable rate, which means the interest rates are actually tied to the Fed's movement. So when the Fed lowers interest rates, it now creates the potential of lowering interest payments for some people that could be hundreds of dollars, and it's a tailwind for the consumer.
As always, those are very helpful advice, Brad. We'll put all of those at ktnv.com. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll be right back.